Welcome to the Nuff Said podcast. We're talking season 4, episode 9 of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Broken Promises. And this is the first one back after the mid-season break. No more Ghost Rider. They made a reference to him, so that's something.
Briefly, they made a lot of references here, but for some odd reason, they were missing a glaring one, which made no sense why they didn't bring it up.
Which one?
So we're going to get right into it.
Yeah, let's get right into it. Oh, wait, I'm Rob.
I'm a Lil.
All right, let's get into it.
And so we've got the LMD storyline, life model decoys. The entire time Mac is talking about robots taking over, and nobody says Ultron?
Yeah, I caught that too.
I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, well, it just happened, man. Like, they've talked about it. This is the reason for the Accords, and they've dropped Ultron here before because they said it when they first.
Right. How did they not bring him?
Ada. I don't know.
It's very weird.
It was bizarre to me. The whole time I'm waiting for that Ultron reference, especially when she started taking over things and took over the jet, like all that stuff that she was doing.
Yeah, was very Ultron.
Ultron.
Yeah. No, they just completely left that off.
Yeah,
it was very odd.
It was odd, but it was fine. All right, so this episode we're back after the events of Ghost Rider, and they're trying to get rid of the Darkhold, and our group splits into two. There's two storylines going on here. We've got Sky, Daisy, whatever you want to call her, Quake. Because it's call her.
Yeah, she's completely. She gave up on the Sky thing. She even said, "Hey, my name's Daisy" in this one. So she is.
I still like it. I think Sky is a better name, but whatever.
I do too. I wish that maybe they referred to her as Sky when they're friends. I don't know. I like the name Sky better, but they had to tie it into to Marvel.
Right. Well, yeah, because Daisy, I get it. So the director and Simmons, they go save an Inhuman that the Senator had, which is her brother, Senator Nadir. And then the rest of the group has to deal with Ada.
Yes. And
it was good on both parts. We're getting the Watchdogs back into it. That whole story with they're trying to tie in the Avengers again with this in regards to Senator Nadir and why she hates Inhumans.
You know what? I do want to say that was something that we talked about in the last episode about how they were kind of not tying in, and this one it seemed like they were dropping a lot more things that were tied into the MCU.
Yeah, but they do that. I mean, that's the thing.
Yeah, but they seem to have dropped that until now.
Okay. Yeah, I get it. But is it a good enough tie-in? No. It just
but
it's always the happenstance of everything that happens here. It's even in the Netflix series, it just happens that something ties into the Battle of New York.
There'll be a poster in the background or something. Yeah. Although, you know what? I did like that. I did like this. I liked that they lost their mom to the Shatari invasion, that they kept referring to it, and it tied it together in a nice way. They should have mentioned Ultron. Absolutely 100% they should have. Yeah. That was a missed opportunity. But at the same time, I mean, I was all right with it. I had fun with the episode, and actually the Ada thing worked really well. I thought
it did. It caught me off guard. I didn't think what's his face was going to be our villain.
No,
I didn't want him to be because I liked him. I like him as a character here and kind of being that wacky doctor.
Yeah, but you know what? You know what's funny about this? We thought he was tied in with the bad guys before, and even at the beginning of this season, I think one of us even said, like, "Hey, wasn't he gonna be like a bad guy? Like he's all tied in now, and it's like they're all friends." I like that they went back to that. Like the team has forgotten he wasn't a good guy, but they brought it back, and him being the bad guy, him having the second Ada, that all worked for me.
It did. Well, once they cut the head off, I knew that wasn't over.
Yeah, me too.
And especially because, we spoiler alert if you haven't watched it since yesterday, that May currently is at LMD as well.
Yes.
She's holed up.
Now that was weird. Let's talk about that for a second. so Ada has her locked up in that closet, right?
Mm-hmm.
And she's keeping her alive. She's trying to make her comfortable. She's playing music. She's saying all this stuff, but she's like laying against a wall in a closet.
Well, it looked like a padded wall, didn't
it? I don't know. You may be comfortable in padded walls, and I know you are.
Sure.
But that to me seemed a little bit weird. And
it was.
When she's saying all these things about keeping her comfortable, and like May is going to have like a stiff neck after this.
I think that's our least of her worries. But I chalked it up to that the LMD didn't really understand like what human comfort would be needed. You know what I mean? Like she's keeping her comfortable by she's keeping her medicated, and by keeping her medicated, she's fine. When I didn't get it was at the end when what's his face? I keep forgetting his name now. He feels like Radcliffe. He always feels like a second rate Hugh Laurie to me. I love the guy, but he's like I love the show House.
Come on, man. Huh? He was in The Mummy.
I know he was, but I love the show House, and I always like whenever I see like a doctor like that, I always think of like, it should have been a Hugh Laurie cast in this role. Which I do have to check out The Night Manager. I really want to.
Yeah, I know it's supposed to be excellent.
But so like at the end when he was like checking her vital signs and she's laying there like that, I'm like, yeah, that's kind of bad. Like you should know better. Like you're trying to talk to her nice. So I'm like, yeah. And that's the thing I don't know. Like I don't know if it's like he's really truly a bad guy. Like
he's a bad guy.
It's just the dark. Well, see, the thing is, it seems like this.
He's after the Darkhold,
right? But this didn't happen until the Darkhold spoke to him. Similar to when the Darkhold spoke to Ghost Rider's uncle,
right?
Like, that's when he kind of switched.
Yeah.
So it could be that
it could have been in that time frame where when we're saying, yeah, we thought he was kind of a bad guy and then he was a good guy. It could be that he really was a good guy, or whatever, not a bad guy until the Darkhold. Right. But I did kind of expect it to go this way at some point.
Here's the one odd thing about this, and I'm wondering if it's what Radcliffe is doing on purpose and how they're playing it. Like the LMD of May, I don't know if she knows she's an LMD.
Agreed. So I really don't think she knows it.
Right.
But there were times where I did kind of think she knew it. But overall, in general, I would say. No, she doesn't. Gosh, I keep that like I'm thinking of instances throughout where I kept flipping back and forth. But I don't think she camera.
She was like staring around like oddly. She was walking in rooms. She kept asking where the Darkhold was.
And see, what we might be interpreting there or misinterpreting is not that she's aware, but that she's programmed. Those are triggers. Like she's getting controlled at those moments to look around. She's getting controlled to do certain things. Yet. She doesn't know. When Ada was building that brain, she was building May's brain right there. She was mapping and copying exactly that point in time for May, and then they have this control device that they can use. That's what I think is going on. So it's not that she's aware; it's that she is unaware that she's being controlled at times. Maybe she just thinks like she lost attention, kind of like when we listen to this show.
True. Just like me, like I'm not paying attention right now.
Right.
Looking at notes clearly, but yeah, I mean, and that's what I was trying to figure out. Like, is it because like the thing is I could understand Radcliffe doing that to make May feel more genuine in the team than if she was programmed, because he might not know everything that she would do, and he wants it to be natural because it does have.
If she's mapped to that moment. Yeah. She's going to do everything May would do, and she's going to have her memories and do everything exactly right. Yet they have this window into the world of S.H.I.E.L.D., and once again, they can control certain elements of
it. And where's the camera, the security footage of Ada stopping May? Like, just because they take that camera down, that doesn't erase security footage.
Right.
So, like, that has to come back unless Ada went in and erased it. I mean, she was smart enough. I mean, she did launch a Quinjet, by her, without even stepping a foot in it. But
so she could have just erased everything just with her regular control.
Right.
Or, I don't know.
I mean, not even her. I mean, it could have been Radcliffe doing that because he knows how to, get in.
Could have been Radcliffe. It could have. They could have May faux May going in and doing it.
True.
So I don't know.
So, well, we had that story arc. That was good.
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the surprise when she got her head cut off by Mac.
I did.
I enjoyed the reveal of Radcliffe, because even though there was that tiny bit of expectation, it was a surprise when it happened.
Right.
You know.
So
I thought the big bad was going to be Ada, and I thought that's what we were going to see when it came back. I thought we were going to see a fully formed Ada, not the head chop off Ada, walk in the room and be like, "Oh, she's like Ultron. She's got multiples." I didn't realize it was going to be Radcliffe.
Yeah, same here. Same here. That did surprise me. I did hope for more of a Doctor Strange talk here. I mean, they kind of hinted.
Okay. That was one of the two things I wrote down where I wrote a question. They
totally
felt like
it hinted. Yeah, it felt like it hinted. I don't know if they did. I don't know why they couldn't just say Stephen Strange.
Were they hinting at him? They said it's an agent that deals with these types of items.
Maybe I missed the agent part. No, maybe I missed the agent part. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to find where I wrote it on here. I believe that he said agent.
Okay, well, even if he did say agent, then what agent? Like,
yeah, that's what I want to know.
I mean,
it says we have an agent who specializes in getting rid of magical items or items like this.
Okay. I must have missed it. Kids running around. I thought
you still have those.
I do. I thought it was Doctor Strange. Now I'm a little disappointed that it's not, because it would only make sense.
Yeah, it would make sense. Although if there is an agent if they're setting up, there's an agent that's a liaison to Doctor Strange, maybe. Possibly. I know it's not as strong, but it could be that they have somebody because Strange isn't going to be there at S.H.I.E.L.D. all the time.
No, but I mean, he could pop in and out, no problem.
But if you had somebody who has Stephen Strange's ear and can say, we found this book, and he says, okay, I'm all over it.
Yeah.
That might be what we have here.
Okay. Maybe.
And that would be a way to tie it in. I could work with that.
I could do that. I mean, I'm not happy that they can't just bring him in, but
yeah, but they're not going to.
No, clearly. All
right. Who's the superior?
That's the next thing I was going to talk about, because I was going to talk about the senator's little side story.
Yeah, Senator Nadir and her brother.
About her and her brother.
Yeah, VJ.
And the watchdogs are there. Daisy, director, and Simmons, bust in. They try to save him.
Yeah,
but by talking, it wasn't a big action sequence,
which it should have been.
Daisy took out a couple. Well, you know what though? Like, I get it. Mace doesn't want to. I mean, it's true, because she can spin anything she wants. It's her word versus his.
Okay,
and however it comes out politically, it's not going to look good on either. But who's got more to lose? S.H.I.E.L.D., who was taken over by Hydra for so long and just coming back into the fold, or her? Well, you know what? She's got the mother dying in the Chitauri story. She's been the senator for this long, doing everything against this. They're a bunch of Inhumans, busting into her house. She can flip that easily. So I get Mace's stance here. He thought, that, they gave him his chance. He can come with them.
Yes.
He decided not to go. She then shot him in the stomach in a helicopter, which is so dumb.
Yeah.
I'm like, at that point break range, my guess is the bullet would have gone through him. But
this all was a little weird when he got in the helicopter and you saw the watchdogs there. Like a minute ago, the watchdogs were trying to kill him. Why wouldn't he react like, I'm like, oh my God, there they are. Like there was nothing.
That dude literally just tried to shoot at me.
Yeah. And he's like, okay, I'll get in and sit with him. And okay, you're saving me now. And yeah, no, that didn't make sense.
It's dumb.
At all.
But the cool thing is, and we see this at the kind of like the post-credit scene. They throw him off the helicopter because they got to get rid of the body. And he goes back into the Terrigenesis. So he's going to come back as something else. What? Right. We don't know.
Right. And his power was pretty cool. It wasn't just speed. He had this kind of, it was speed, but it wasn't like Quicksilver.
Right.
So I thought that was pretty interesting. And we'll see. Maybe he comes back exactly the same. Maybe he comes back with different powers, or maybe he looks completely different. I don't know.
Well, my guess is they'll make him look different and give him another power on top of it. At first I was thinking maybe they would go with Triton, go that Inhuman, maybe he be the bridge to the Inhumans movie.
I don't know.
They're not doing that.
Yeah.
They've already leaked some stuff on that, on the casting.
Oh, have they? Family.
Yeah. There's casting going out, supposedly under a different thing, but yet if you read about the cast, the type of people they're looking for, it's literally the royal family for the Inhumans. So it's all going to be different. It's all going to be. It sounds cool, and we'll get in. Maybe talk a little bit more about that after we're done here with Shield. But you said the Superior. Who is that?
Yeah,
no
kidding. And they've dropped it. It's just like in the middle of dialogue. They didn't make a big thing. She just said something like, "We got to report to the Superior." Later, she made another reference to the Superior.
Yeah, and so did one of the Watchdogs.
So I thought that
with the Superior said take the Inhuman out.
And there are two stories going on because it's not Radcliffe. Radcliffe has nothing to do with that. He's dealing only with this LMD thing. What didn't we get here? Okay. Mac is now the guy that's going to make all the pop culture references.
Just for this episode, I don't think
he talked about Chopping Mall, which awesome, got that one. My favorite thing, possibly the favorite joke of the entire series. My cat's right back here. Is when he called Ada Small Wonder. I thought that was really great. And he mentioned they were going all maximum overdrive. That was pretty funny.
Right. That was good.
And he also called Radcliffe and Fitz chuckleheads. That's a Stooges reference. I like that.
That is, yeah. All right, I get. Maybe he is, but I don't think that's not the look of Mac. I think I see.
I hope not. No. I hope not. I hope not. That's not like the way they. We need to put some characterization on this guy. I know he makes pop culture references.
Yeah, no.
It's not enough that he has a shotgun axe and he's the character axe that nobody's talking about. Here's another thing. Senator Nadir. I don't know about you, but she was pretty wooden on this one. Do you think she's an LMD?
No.
Okay. Watch her. She's expressionless. Even when she kills her brother, she's like, "We had a pact. I knew I had to do it." I was like, what? She had no emotion through this whole thing.
But if that's the case, then Radcliffe is trying to
I know.
Get at the Watchdogs, and that means that no, I don't think it's going to that. I just think that's just
I don't want it to.
The emotion of her story. No.
Okay, she had none. And even when she fooled him,
but it's because she's a stone cold killer. She killed her brother. To me, she's emotionless. You kill your brother. He's sitting there pleading with you, and you kill him.
Yeah, she did have the 1,000-yard stare the whole time.
Yeah, no, I don't think it is. I don't. If they go that route, I think that's a bit too much.
So who's the Superior? Do you think it's going to be somebody we know already? Watch it be. What's his name? Hive.
Oh my God! Brett Dalton comes back. The LMD of Brett Dalton.
He's the Superior. The show just goes completely off the rails.
You know what though? Radcliffe had a lot of dealings with Hive.
Yeah.
And maybe when the Darkhold gets a hold of him, he'll start making copies of Brett Dalton, and we'll never get rid of Brett Dalton on the show.
Never.
He'll just keep coming back.
The only one we never get back is Lucy Lawless.
I told you, she's not coming back.
What if she's an LMD? What if they bring her back as an LMD? And you're like, what was the point of that?
Yeah, and I'm telling you, you lost. You're mark my words. Done.
It's not done until the show is off the air.
Yeah, which might be another year.
Yeah, we might be in the home stretch.
No, there was rumors that came out today that I guess the head of ABC is happy with the show, and it's probably going to get one more season at least. Because he said something that he thinks that the Inhumans and Shield shows can run simultaneously.
All right, good.
So, see, and plus, there's also that mystery show that nobody knows about.
Yeah. There's been lots of news coming out about that, and it's non-news.
Oh, right. It's just
done. They're working on it.
He's working on the script.
It's going to be real different. It's going to be something new. What is it?
I don't know. What could it be? What could be different that they could do? Like, they already tried that. Agent Carter, I think, in a way, was different.
It was.
It was about S.H.I.E.L.D., but but
it had a completely different tone.
Exactly. It was more, that pulp noir. It was great.
And is it an ABC show? Is it a Netflix show?
No, it's an ABC show that they talked about. Like,
are you sure?
Secret show, yeah. That secret show was supposed to be an ABC show. Because all this came out from...
Watch it be Damage Control.
And who knows?
They start competing with Powerless, and they make Damage Control. But you know what? I would much rather watch Damage Control than Powerless.
Of course. We're a Marvel show.
Well, not just that. I just read through. We're going to actually cover it on the Mighty Nuff Said Reading Club. I just read through all... there's 2 series of Damage Control. And even though they're kind of incomplete, I don't know if you read those.
It's a DC property, right?
No. Damage Control is Marvel.
You said Power. Never mind. I thought you were talking about Powerless. I'm sorry.
And I read through them, and I'm like, you know what? Even though if you read the books, they kind of jump around, so it's not as cohesive. It's like, hey, we got a bunch of jokes. Let's just do this thing. But it was good, and I could totally see a show out of that. Powerless, I'm not on board with. I'm sorry. And like we were talking about on This Week in Geek, they've changed it. It sounds like it's not going to be about an insurance adjuster, so it's no longer Alil is Powerless. It's going to be she does tech or something for Bruce Wayne, or they do like repairs on his gear, I think. I don't know.
That's weak.
It's weak. Well, the fact that they're changing, like, we've got this, we're premiering things, we're doing, and like 4 episodes in, they've already decided it's not really working. We're going to change it to this because Batman sells. And then you'll never have Ben Affleck on.
Of course not. It's a TV property.
And now they can't even get Casey Affleck to play him on TV because now he's going to be a big deal.
He's always been a big deal, Rob.
Yeah, but I mean, didn't he just win a Golden Globe, or
he did
win an Oscar?
Best actor.
So, yeah. So this poor guy, I mean, he could have been the TV Batman. How great would that have been?
He's too small. He's too short.
Well,
he's not tall enough.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Who says? Do you know how tall Batman is?
Taller than Casey Affleck.
You've got Wolverine is much taller in the movies than he is in the books. What if they did the opposite? What if you took Peter Dinklage and made him Batman?
But Peter Dinklage is going to be in Infinity War.
Is he?
Yes, it was just announced.
How is that possible?
That Marvel's getting Peter Dinklage.
What's he going to play?
I'm going to predict here that he's the Watcher.
Oh,
if they have the rights to the Watcher.
Good call on
if they don't have the rights to the Watcher, what is that? Wasn't there a troll guy with Warlock?
Yeah.
So maybe he'll be that type of character. Not shirtless and just wear a little red underwear.
Ew.
It's Dinklage. I'll take it.
Of course. You're all about the dink.
Put your Dinklage. But
okay. So
I stopped. Yeah, so like Peter Dinklage is in talks to be in Infinity War.
Yeah. All right. I didn't know that. I hadn't read that one.
The only thing I can think of is if Fox owns
I was
the Watcher with Silver Surfer and all them on that side of the galaxy of the Marvel, because they can't use the Kree. Not the Kree. They can't use the Skrulls. They can't use Surfer, Galactus. So I don't know where the Watcher falls in. But it would be awesome to have him as the Watcher.
Oh yeah, it'd be great. I'd love to see that happen. And maybe that's how they tie into the Guardians. You start getting those Celestials and the space stuff, because I know that Gamora for sure, and
they've all confirmed.
Have they all? See, I know there was an article that had
even Spider-Man, even Holland.
Yeah, Tom Holland now says it's not confirmed, but he said he's in a movie every year through like 2019 or something.
They're all in Infinity War. They're just not gonna come out and be like, "Hey, we're in Infinity War," just because
because that would be lame. Hey, everybody!
It would be cool if I did it. Hey, I'm in Infinity War.
What if he's Trask? What if they really like they give us? They're telling us
we got Sentinels.
But what if
showed up in Infinity War?
What if they tell us this and like we're going like, well, who's he going to be? We're doing all this speculation, and then when it comes out, that's when all of a sudden it's like, oh yeah, we forgot to tell you. We have Hugh Jackman as Wolverine. We have Trask. We have Sentinels.
No, because it makes no sense to bring Trask 40 years later. Like Dinklage wouldn't even be alive, at that point.
He would if he's an LMD.
Okay.
And then we find out that Radcliffe made an LMD of Dinklage because he's a big Game of Thrones fan, and he's like, that guy looks like the guy on Game of Thrones.
And makes an LMD.
I'm going to LMD him.
All right. Done. Sold.
You know what?
Why not?
Mark my words.
No. Means nothing.
That means nothing. That's not happening. But the Watcher is a good call, man.
Yeah,
he's not going to be that troll guy. That would be.
It depends on they'll change the type of character for the book. I mean, for the movie.
No, you know who you get for that character. The you're talking the troll guy that which book was it? Was it Civil War? It's one of the series. Original Sin, maybe, where that troll guy played an important part. Man, I can't remember. It's one of the series I read. But you get Danny DeVito to play him. That would be.
Well, you're already brought Michael Keaton in. So who's Michelle Pfeiffer going to be?
Oh, I don't know. Aunt May. No, they've already got an Aunt May.
We already got Aunt May.
I'm trying to go with somebody like that.
You don't need another Aunt May that you're attracted to.
Right. Right. So many of them. So far, every one of them.
Hey, don't talk ill of Rosemary Harris.
Oh, I am not. What would be a good one for Michelle Pfeiffer? Not Mikhail Pfeiffer. He's somebody else.
No, I can't remember her name, but she was the leader of Sword. I know what Sword is, but
yeah,
she was like, or I don't know what kind of shape she's in, but maybe Silver Sable.
Whoa!
Put her in the silver catsuit type suit.
Do you think? I don't think they would do that though.
No, they would cast Silver Sable younger. I guarantee it.
But they could go if there's a character like more of like a golden age or a silver age character that they could pull from that they could have now, and so she would be older, but she could still be that character. That would be pretty sweet.
Yeah.
I just don't know who that would be.
It could be the blonde Black Widow.
Okay, done.
There you go. Come in. I don't know. I can't, because a lot of Marvel doesn't own a lot of the female characters. I mean, if you look at how many X-Men there are, and then there's Sue Storm, and
right.
They've lost out. I mean, they have a lot of female characters, but
which is why they've done so much with Black Widow, because they're like, okay, we got one. We can do this.
Right. And now Scarlet Witch, and so
yeah.
Even that one they had a finagle. I mean, it's still.
Well, Medusa they've got, and they can do some stuff there.
Yeah. I think if I'm just because we're bringing we got Keaton bringing all the Batman actors. Who's Val Kilmer going to play?
Well, I would have said Kingpin, but have you seen him lately?
Yeah, I think he's sick, man. Don't pick on him. That's sad.
Oh, that's sad. Oh, well, cut it out.
He should be Iceman in like a future, like in Days of Future Past when they were in future. That would have just been awesome.
Why?
Top Gun reference, because of Top Gun, he was Iceman.
I'm thinking of him physically. I'm like, that would be more like if he was playing Frosty.
I have a Val Kilmer autograph picture right back here.
Do you?
Yeah. Hold on.
Of course you do, because you're a huge DC head.
No, it's from the movie Willow.
Oh, you know what? Now you got my respect. Yes.
And also I've got it's signed by Val Kilmer.
No Warwick Davis on there?
No, Warwick did not sign this one.
Do you have Warwick Davis?
No, I do not have an autographed Warwick Davis.
Oh. I think your collection's
multiple,
a little short then.
I do have a lot of autographed Bruce Campbell stuff. That's just one piece.
You didn't have Bell's palsy when you were with him, did you?
No.
I was hoping there was a picture.
I have a picture with me and Bruce Campbell. It's old, though. It's a long time ago.
Yeah?
Yeah, about 2 chins ago.
So much more hair for both of you.
True. Very true.
Is that it? Did we cover everything?
I think we did. I mean, it was a good starting point. We got some teas.
I enjoyed it.
We got some teas for next week. It's a big May episode. It feels like with the teas.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
All right, man. Well, fingers crossed. I look forward to seeing what they do with this, and I thought that it ended well, so yeah. I'm on board. let's run through a little bit of social media. Tell people where they can find you.
You can find me at the League of Geeks podcast. That's Geeks with a Z, and on Twitter at LOGEEKZ.
Sweet. And you can find this show at Nuff Said Podcast on Twitter. You can find us on Instagram under Nuff Said Podcast. You can find us on Facebook. Guess what you find us under? Nuff Said Podcast. And we have a YouTube channel. Type in Nuff Said Universe. And we have not only all of the shows that are on the Nuff Said feed that you can listen that way. Believe it or not, there are people that don't really use podcasts. They listen to their podcasts like while they're driving, while playing it through YouTube. So this gives you all the content that way. Plus, we have the Mighty Nuff Said Reading Club is on there, where Phil and I go through different comic series. And we're looking at adding some other things possibly soon that is video content only. We're looking at adding some things Patreon only. We have a Patreon page. Don't forget about that. And, and Phil and Lilith are going to be doing a new show for Nuff Said. We're adding Wade's World, where they're going to be breaking down Deadpool. So
very nice.
Yeah, that's going to be really good. That's it. You got anything more?
Nope. Nuff said.
Nuff said.